Hello, I'm Darielle Snipes with the Cleveland Metropolitan School District News Bureau. CMSD students may be excited to return to the school buildings, but when they do, they will look and feel different. CMSD is following the health and safety guidelines from the state, county, city, as well as local hospitals to guard against the spread of COVID-19 while students are in school. So let's take a look at what students must do and what they will see when they come to school. When students and staff and visitors come into the building, they have to have a mask on, and then they'll go to a temperature station to get their temperature checked. Once cleared, they can come into the building.
Student safety is one of our top priorities. So we're going to ask families to make sure that they take their kids' temperatures in the morning, keep kids home that are showing any symptoms, sniffly noses, temperatures, coughs, that they don't bring kids to school. And then here at school, we have a ton of measures in place right now. The sign here will tell kids that they have to keep a safe distance.
James A. Garfield Pre-K through 8 school principal Jacob Bosley points out the signs about social distancing students will notice as soon as they enter a school building.
And then on all of our floors are separated by blue tape. In addition to that, there are direction signs that tell staff and kids which way they should be walking.
When they arrive, students will go to their lockers. The ones with X's are not being used to ensure social distancing. After, they will go directly to their classrooms.
Lots of furniture has been moved out. Lots of tape has been applied.
The CMSD facilities staff has worked tirelessly to make sure desks in every classroom are now 6 feet apart, and each room has a sign with how many people are allowed in at one time. CMSD Chief of Staff Karen Thompson says the goal is to have students stay in their classrooms as much as possible during the school day.
So students stay in the classroom, adults move from class to class. In the high school environment, depending on the size of the school, depending on how you have the students scheduled in the hybrid model, there may be some movement, but every time students move from one room to another, there is going to have to be a wipe down of the surface tables.
Lunch will look different as well. Some students may eat lunch in their classrooms. If space allows, some may eat in a cafeteria or other locations on a staggered schedule. Those areas will be cleaned and disinfected between use.
We have these hand sanitizer stations at every floor and in all of the transition hallways. So we encourage students to use these every time you pass and make sure that you're using hand sanitizer throughout the hallways multiple times per day.
John Marshall School of Information Technology Principal Chelsea Cohn wants to remind students, especially those in high school, why it is so important to follow the new rules.
I know that our students understand the severity of COVID and what it's done to many of our students' families and to our community. And I think that we just have to remind each other every day, be happy with being in person, even if we can't be as close and touch and connect in the same ways that we did before.
When students need to go to the bathroom, there will be a designated bathroom for each classroom. It is important students wash their hands before returning to class.
So the bathrooms will also look and feel a little bit different. There are X's on a couple of the bathroom doors, meaning you cannot use those because we have to distance when we're using the bathrooms as well.
And if a student or staff member should become ill, they will go to a care clinic, a special room for those experiencing COVID-like symptoms.
It will be equipped with a nurse or an aide to help support whoever's in the clinic until somebody is able to come in and get them. And the care clinic or the care room needs to be near an outside door so that you're minimizing the person with the symptoms moving around.
At the end of the school day, just like at the beginning, students who ride a bus will be spaced out.
An average size bus, which could typically have 50 students on it, now has 14 to 15 students. So when our students get on the bus, they'll see tape marking off where they can sit and where they can't sit.
Principal Bosley says the custodial staff will be cleaning and sanitizing constantly to ensure the buildings and materials, especially those younger students touch, are free of germs.
So kids will still have access to different supplies, just those supplies will consistently be cleaned throughout the day.
Thompson wants to add, returning to school during a pandemic is new to all of us and wants to remind families to keep the lines of communication open.
Ask questions, reach out to the district website, connect with your principals and your classroom teachers. We're here to support. We're here to support our families. We're here to support our children and our students.
If you have a COVID-19 health concern, contact the CMSD COVID Support Hotline at 216-838-WELL. Trained school nurses are available to speak with you and assist with questions.